Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're showing you how to get from the coast road to Last Castle restaurant in the Akamas. So let's have the map up, and we're going along the coast road and we're going to be turning right at the Akamas junction, past Sea Rays, past White River Gorge, turn right again at the Avacus Gorge junction to the restaurant. Then we'll show you how not to go, and we'll finish at the Melatus Forest Necropolis. We may want to slow down those dots a bit, that was a bit quick. Anyway, we're coming up to George's Ranch first of all, on our left, before we get to the main junction. There you can get riding lessons and all sorts, go on a hack, you name it, they do it, if it's horse related. And we're driving through banana plantations as well. Now, first up we'll be returning You Had to Go a couple of years ago when they were, in quotes, renovating the Akamas road. I won't say much about that other than that they completely fluffed it, and it's, I think, legal issues in proceeding at the moment. I'm not sure what the outcome is, but all I will tell you is don't go that way now. I will show you a bit of the route back via that route, and you can see what I mean. Definitely not suitable. We're coming into Avakas Gorge now. So we stay on the main road here. Don't go that way, which is what you used to have to do. Now the next turning is for the Cap St George farm on the right. But you don't want to go down there. Nice farm though. And we want the turning after that. Dum, dum, dum. If you carried on this road, we'd be at Avakas Gorge harbour. But we're turning here. I'm very glad they got that telegraph pole moved. Now we're heading into the Akamas. This area here is getting more and more villas sprouting up on it. But they cost a bob or two as well. Now on our right soon there'll be a little sign signifying where the Melatus Forest Necropolis is. And we'll stop there at the end of the film, because it's well worth exploring. I've done a little film which you'll see sooner or later of it, showing you what's there. There's the sign for it. That thing right there going past. And there's a little footpath going up there you could just see. But we'll see that later. At the moment we're heading straight down towards White River Beach. Now White River Beach these days is famous because lots of people go there and build cairns or piles of stones. There's lots of them. And each year there seems to be even more. Sometimes I must think they're bringing their own stones, there's so many of them there. There's Sea Rays restaurant, a great place if you want a sundowner. Been there for as long as I can remember. So the road around White River Gorge that we're just going on in a minute was supposed to have all been repaired and finished, but as you'll see, that guy was just parking there. They didn't do a very good job of it. Now if you want to park up here and walk down to White River Beach, you can just go where that man was coming out, and down there is a proper track to use, because you can't drive onto the beach at the moment because the gates have been locked again. But yes, this is supposed to have been a finished road. And it's a lot worse as you head off towards Lara Bay, I can assure you. They made a complete pig's ear of it. I don't know who's to blame or anything. I'm not going to get involved in that, but someone needs to sort it all out. And here's the gate to White River Beach, which is currently locked. Just there. So if you do find it open, be wary of driving down to the beach, because you may get locked in. Because all the beaches in Paphos and Cyprus as a whole are public, but the land between the beach and the road there isn't. So that's why that gate can get locked. So what people do is park but before it where you just saw that man, or you can park up this side as well and walk down. I would say if you've got a buggy or anything, you want the other side though, because that's less precarious. So we've gone past White River Beach now and we're heading into the Akamas. The road quality, as I said, they did a bodge on the repair, but it's not. I mean, it's just like driving along quite a few private roads you get in the UK. But don't get maintained so that they don't become a rat run, that sort of thing. Anyway, if you like our films, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and share them far and wide. The more people who see them, the better it is for the YouTube, for us in the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/PaphosLife and chuck us a few coffees. All coffees are very gratefully received. Finally, if you go to our Zazzle store at zazzle.co.uk/store/PaphosLife/collections, you can get memorabilia from Paphos using pictures that we've taken and normally stuck on Facebook first on our Paphos Life Facebook page. Right, we're coming up to a turning now. Drive slowly down that because there might be someone coming up the other way. Over this little bridge, and we turn right here. If you'd carried straight on, you'd be heading towards Lava Bay, basically, and the rest of the Akamas. And there is a way to get from there, well, several ways really, to the north of the Akamas. Just keep on one of the main roads. Right, now we're heading up this. Obviously, drive slowly up here. That's the key way of getting over these roads, is just not to go too fast. One thing that's weird about these walls they've built here is that they put all the decoration on the other side. So whether that means they're a work in progress or not, I don't know. You'd have thought they'd stuck the nice tiles on this side though. I guess it's to lure people in from a distance, and once you're here, you hardly like to turn round because you found the side of the wall offensive, are you? Anyway, we've reached the plateau now, just below the last castle itself. Now, the area to the left of here is often used as a car park for people in regular cars who want to go to the Avakas Gorge, but don't want to go all of the way there in a car, because the route from down here to the gorge is a bit bumpier than what you've been on. So on the left there is a good place to park. And if you go up the road here, it leads us to the last castle. So we're going to go up there, do a little loop in their car park. It was, I should say, I filmed this before 11 o'clock in the morning, so the gate was open, but there weren't any customers before you go, oh, it's very quiet in there. That's why they weren't open yet. I was glad the gate was open though, because I don't like reversing down here. I've had to do it before. Good way of getting a crick in your neck. So, you may have noticed already that the views up here are pretty spectacular. And that's one of the main draws of the last castle, other than its food, which is delicious. Very simple in terms of what you get on the menu. From what I remember, it's chicken souvla or pork souvla, or a combination of the two with chunky chips. Or they can do fish and chips, I believe, as well, if you order in ahead, apparently. But look at that view. Avakas Gorge, and I guess what's called Snake Canyon next to it. Just have a brief pause to get some dust off the lens. Don't know if it made any difference. That's the trouble, because I wasn't connected to the phone, I can't see what the picture quality is. I just assumed it got quite a bit of dust on it. Anyway, we're going back down from last castle now, and we're going to go along the old route that you used to have to take to get here. Now, this old route do not try it yourself now, unless you're in a buggy, or even there's no point. But I was just curious, because for years you couldn't, you could only walk up it, and so when the usual route was closed, they sent a bulldozer to make it passable again. So it was nice to be able to drive down it, just because it was previously inaccessible, but I think it served its purpose now, and will probably just crumble away again to what it was before. So we're going to be turning left here to head towards Avakas Gorge car park. Down we go, and again take it nice and slowly. Now there's farmland in the fields below, and there's also a little cafe that's sprung up. I don't know whether the cafe serves stuff that they've grown in the farm or what, but it all seems very nicely organised these days. Not more professional than it used to look. And straight ahead is Avakas Gorge on the left, and another feeder gorge to the right of it. Now the feeder gorge, the one I call Snake Canyon, is literally full of snakes, adders. Every time I've gone exploring in there, I've nearly trodden on one. So I do think there are organised adventure trips that go down there. It involves ropes and all sorts though, so stick to Avakas Gorge if you're a casual holiday maker, put it that way. Well, on the right is that little restaurant stroke cafe I was talking about. On the left is the route to Avakas Gorge car park. And we're looping around here. Now there is a road on the left we'll pass soon. Buggies need to learn how much space they take up, because this guy had plenty of room. But there you go. So yeah, there is a turning up here on the left, which will take you across the Akamas all the way up to Panararodas. It's a very nice drive if you've got a 4x4. Now I'm going up the hill. But yeah, I mean basically winter rain will just wash this away. And have a look at Last Castle. Very nice. I just negotiate the bumps now, but as I said before, don't drive down here. No point. You will see quite a few people parking at the top, because it's another route to getting close to Avakas Gorge without going all the way. Of course, another way to see Avakas Gorge would be to approach it from the rear, because I know that they've improved a few of the Akamas roads, and I think one of them that goes to a source, if you like, of the Avakas Gorge is pretty accessible. That's something I should check out really in another film. I think there's a little project for me. But now we've reached another plateau, so it's nice and gentle driving again. Now soon we'll be coming, well we won't actually, we'll turn before we get there, but there's a little church which has got, I mean, from there to the coast road it's tarmac, and what some people do is park at the little church car park. There's another view of the gorge there. I'm patiently waiting for this chap to crawl past me. Yep, so there are numerous places where you can park without putting your car and the insurance policy in jeopardy. Not sure what crop's supposed to be in that field there. I do know in Cyprus lots of the crops have several harvests a year because the weather's so warm. And one thing that's good about managed farm crop is it tends to be less of a fire risk. We see that in vineyards, but also I've done a film showing the fire damage in Limassol, and there you can see evidence where like cultivated land doesn't burn nearly as much as scrubland. If you turn left here, it'll take you to that church, but we're going down here, which used to be another route to get to the Akamas and Last Castle. Again, I wouldn't go this route unless you like bumpy roads. There's no point. You're a lot better off just sticking with the main Akamas road that we took at the start. But when we go down here, it'll take us out to the top of White River Gorge again. Now, in the distance, you can just see that island there. That's Yuanos Island. It's a very good landmark, right next to Cap St George and Ayers George's Harbour. If you're out exploring the Akamas and you get lost, that can be the thing that guides you back home. Or at least tells you that you're nearly home. How's that? That's better. I mean, put it this way, if you look to the south coast and you can't see it, you know you've got a long way to go. And there goes the Akamas stretching off into the distance. Eventually, if you go that way, you'll end up in Lava Bay, and you can go beyond that for a while. You can't drive hugging the coastline all the way from here to, say, the Blue Lagoon. You have to go inland for a bit. There is a track that looks like it might take you there, but if you follow it, eventually you'll have to do a very nasty reverse, which I can assure you, you won't want to do. So basically, don't bother. Get as far as the E4 and just keep on there, if you're that adventurous. Anyway, we're back at the White River beach area, and you'll see some people going down to it from this side. You might be able to make out some of the cairns as well. So yeah, I will be doing a film of the Limassol fire damage, and just taking time to put it all together because I got over 2 hours of driving footage, which I obviously need to cut down to a more viewable size. But it's worth watching, and it'll also have information, probably in the description rather than in the film itself, showing you how you can help support the fire victims. But that's for a different film. So we're coming back up here. We'll meet a train of buggies. I think chap really need to be a bit further over. I know, I think some people who drive buggies assume they're the same size as cars, which from a safety perspective, I suppose, from their point of view is a good enough policy, but when you're actually on the wrong side of the road because of that view, then you might need to rethink that a little bit. Anyway, so we're back up on the main road into the Akamas. At least we're going to be coming past Sea Rays again and heading towards the coast road again, but I'm going to stop before then and park just by the Melatus Forest Necropolis. Now, it's definitely a necropolis, but it definitely isn't a forest. There's lots of shrubs and bushes, but forest seems to be a term. I don't think Cypriots really use the word wood or copse, but there you have it. And it's a nice place to explore. There will be at some point a little film showing me having a wander around through it. And they also wrote an article on it several years ago. There's the Sea Rays again. So anyway, now you know how to get to Last Castle. If you're at all worried about the car insurance, just phone up the insurers and ask them. You can show them this film if you want, but I don't see a problem with it as long as you go the sensible route and don't try and go back the way I did in this film. That's all I can say on that. Anyway, so we're just coming up to our parking space for the Necropolis. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next film. Cheers.